Apu, your turn. Let's go.
Go, Aditya, go.
Yeah. My pivot player, like it's a regista and it's Polo because just his ability to play spray passes all over the pitch. He can play it short, he can play it long. He's so composed, and I mean, I don't think like I can say much that hasn't already been covered because he's just one of those players that exudes calm and composure, and it's like he can be the metronome when he wants to, and he's really good at free kicks as well. So, like a complete package in midfield. He may be a bit suspect on the defensive end, which is why I've gone for a couple of more robust box to box kind of energetic figures next to him. I've got Michael Ballack. This is a bit of a personal bias, but also I feel like Ballack's very underrated as a footballer, and he's also probably the unluckiest footballer in terms of
Yeah.
injuries because
Oh,
like
that
like in
stat is
2008
also
alone
mind
he
blowing.
finished. Yeah, like in
Injuries as
2008
well, right?
alone he
No,
injuries
but
towards the end
how
of
he
his career.
always reached the finals and he lost.
Oh,
And
Yeah,
really?
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
Re-
In 2008, he finished second in the league to United, lost the Champions League final to United, and lost the Euro 2008 final to Spain.
Spain.
So that is just three second places in 1 year.
1 year, yeah.
It's
Wow.
insane. He's incredibly unlucky. He missed the 2010 World Cup through injury.
Yeah.
But again, like robust box to box, has a really good shot in him. He's physical. He can play deeper. He can play as an attacking midfielder, and
And
like
also the
he's one of
character,
the.
the passion that
Hmm?
he brings to his
Oh
character, the
yeah,
passion that he brings to the team. Mm.
yes, and like again, he's a leader as well. So
Hmm.
I mean, I have a few of those in my team, which is always a good thing.
We didn't discuss that though. Sorry, Appu. Captain, vice captain would be an interesting.
We'll announce that at the end.
We'll do that
We'll
in
do
the
Yeah,
that
end.
we'll
I
when we
think
Okay.
announce
we'll
our
we'll
have
do
to
that
lineup.
then.
speed up. We'll have to speed up a little bit because
Okay.
Yeah,
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 yeah, Aditya.
and next to him, I have um, Hidetoshi Nakata, who's a Japanese football icon. He's probably the first Japanese football superstar. I'm sure like most of y'all will not have heard of him,
Yeah,
but
Okay.
I
I
he's
don't think
thought
anyone
I
else
he's
said
on this panel
yeah.
at
yeah
least.
I thought he was
yeah.
Well,
So
from
I
UK,
he's
man.
But
yeah
I
he's
expected a
another
pick
one of
like
those.
this from Appu.
I
Yeah.
take him.
Yeah,
I
I did
take
my
him over
research.
Lampard and Cole anyway, bro.
Lampard,
Yeah,
Cool.
Cole कहाँ से आया?
Yeah, he was
Ashley
like
Cole,
Cole, na?
Ashley Cole.
Oh, Ashley Cole, right. No, yeah, no, I
ठीक
mean,
है भाई तेरा
Nakata is
अंदर का
quite,
Cole
यूनाइटेड
is
फैन
he's,
better.
बोल रहा
he's
है
an,
बोलने दे.
yeah, he's an icon for Japan, and he's played three World Cups. I mean, obviously, he played Japan's first ever World Cup. He's again like a strong character, a leader. He was captain for Japan as well, and he's also got a ferocious shot in him. He's got excellent work rate, and in that midfield, I feel like when you've got Polo, who's maybe suspect defensively, having those two box to box kind of players who can do it all really helps in this case. So that's my midfield three: is Polo at the base and Balak and Nakata supporting him.
I mean,
That's good.
there's no arguments about Balak and Pirlo, and the third one we haven't heard. So I don't think anyone has an argument there.
We'll
And
Yeah,
have to do our research over here.
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
So
definitely.
Apu, just
Interesting
sorry,
though.
just to recap once, just to show your team again. What's your midfield?
yeah. It's Polo at the base. It's Michael Balak and Hiritoshi Nakata.
So moving on. I mean, that was the midfield for all of us, and now moving on to the forwards. So let's start with Shahan now. Let's start with your front three.
Okay,
Have you gone
my
three at the front first of all?
No, he's
yeah, three in
one.
the front because it was a 4-2-3-1.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
so the two
yeah,
white players
the
and the striker.
Yeah.
yeah, so the
Okay.
white players are the most cliched players they're ever gonna be in a World 11 for me, and it's two of the greatest players that has defined our generation that we have grown up watching. Yeah, so on the right hand side is going to be Lionel Messi. Um, yeah, probably one of the greatest God gifted players that we could watch on TV. It just looks that he was like there's some kind of divine intervention in those 2 feet when he dribbled past players. Yeah, absolute brilliance to watch whenever he played. Even as an opposition, he synced us as well, and he's pretty much scored brilliant goals against all our clubs in the
Yeah.
Champions League as well. So he's drowned every one of us. So yeah, like what else can you say about Lionel Messi? I think he's been yeah, he's won everything in the game. A true role model as well, good family guy, someone who you can also look up to as a person. And the reason why I put him on the right wing, building my team, is because of that connection with Dani Alves. They had
Ah,
that really good connection at Barcelona where Messi would invert in and Alves would make that run up front. So yeah, that's the reason why I've gone with Alves, and why I've, instead of putting Messi as a central attacking midfielder, I've put Messi on the right, and then the likes of Park and Yaya Toure, they do the dirty work in midfield, and that gives Messi to do his magic up front as well as a creator. So that's where Park is so
you guys
important
have
for
really
me.
thought out this team. I feel.
I have thought this thing, not you guys, me.
Okay, okay,
But yeah,
sure.
so
Even I've
Messi
thought
would
about it,
be.
man. Wait
Yeah,
for
yeah,
it.
yeah. Sorry. Aditya has thought about it as well. I'll give him his point. But yeah, Messi on the right hand side, and yeah, on the left hand side, it has to be Cristiano Ronaldo for me. Um, yeah, ever since watched him uh, s- since I was a young kid. Him and Wayne Rooney were the two players who, uh, brought that joy to me when I was a kid. And I still remember one of my first kids was a United kid, and yeah, watching Ronaldo play in red was something that always made me happy. And
Yeah.
yeah,
And then
he's gone
he
on to
was
do great
the
things.
The
first
first time
guy.
or second time?
Yeah, he was the
Sorry,
first guy to say Ronaldo Nicalo in his
कौन
second.
मैं
हाँ, तू और
In the
मैं
आदित्य.
कब
recent
बोला?
one, after his interview.
Oh yeah, let's
No,
not
the
get
I
first
into
mean,
time.
that. But for
Yeah.
me, the club is the
हाँ.
club. But I'm just saying, like, I
Oh.
still have Ronaldo show. Whatever, that does not take out
As
the
a
fact
player,
whatever he's done for the club.
yeah, yeah, of
Okay,
course.
okay.
As a
There were
player,
Chelsea,
it's
yeah, there were
phenomenal.
Chelsea fans who also said Mourinho out and this and that, who put Chelsea on the map.
ठीक
So
है वो
that
बात
happens with
याद है.
everything. If you spit on the club, you should not be in the club at the moment. But that does not take off the accomplishments he's given us. That does not take us the trophies he's won for us. He's won everything for us. He was the last player to win a Ballon d'Or for us in our club colors. So yeah, whatever he's done, he's broken records, and not only for my club. He's gone on to Real
Portugal.
Madrid and he's broken even more records. He's won Champions Leagues, a record goal scorer as well over there. He's won a Euro as well. So yeah, he's probably one of the goats out there, and doing it in the Premier League at his age. And I still remember Raghu. I remember a game I was watching as a recap. It was the infamous Arsenal and United game where there was the
Messi got.
spat between Roy Keane and in the tunnel.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, there was a
Vieira and
game
Roy
over
Keane.
there, and Ronaldo was so young over there, right? And Arsenal had these towering players, like they had the Vieiras and they had, I think, Galas in at centre back, I think, at that time. But yeah, Lundberg and these guys in midfield,
Yep.
and still Ronaldo at that age, he was this lanky guy with this noodle hair. He was so fearless, even at that time, like to take on these heavyweights in Arsenal, to go to Highbury, and Highbury being one of the most intimidating grounds at that time. And yeah, even at a young age, he had that confidence, he had that swagger about him. The one difference between him and Messi, obviously, is that he was never he it looks from Ronaldo that he's worked his ass off to get wherever he's got, right? So he maybe did not have that divine intervention in his legs. Like Messi was born to play football, like we all say, like he's God's gift to football. But Ronaldo is that machine who keeps going and who keeps want to be better, wants to keep breaking records, and he did it, and he achieved whatever he's had to achieve, and he will go down as one of the greatest players of all time. And yeah, so that's why Ronaldo is there on the left hand side, and centrally. And also the good thing with my attackers is that they can keep interchanging. So
Yeah.
that's another criteria for me that made it. Yeah, it has to be Mr. Thierry Henry up front.
What?
Then
Another,
surprise.
Oh,
yeah,
that's an
another
actual
guy
surprise.
Yeah.
who has been brilliant to watch even as a rival. Maybe I was too young to face that rivalry, what United and Arsenal had at that time. As
Yeah.
fans as well, it was quite bitter, but we guys were too young to experience that. But I did manage to to watch Andre live. I still remember it was when Arsenal just moved to the Emirates. It was their first season over there, and I did see Andre playing live, and I was like, "Oh, this guy is just amazing. The way he carries the ball, even Andre's like so effortless in progressing the ball, and the ability to score these kind of goals, to finish goals as well." And also the guy he is, he's like such a brilliant human being to even listen to. Um yeah, he's just brilliant, and you just can't. What more can I say about him? And yeah, he'll complement my team really, really well. Plus, internationally, he's done it as well, won the World Cup as well. So yeah, that just rounds up my attacking trio. I think, uh, yeah, it's really a goat attacking trio for me.
Yeah,
Messi. So I'll just recap again. It is Lionel Messi with the 10 number shirt on the right. It's Cristiano Ronaldo with the number 7 on the left, and it's Mr. Thierry Henry with the 14 up front.
that was really the GOAT front three, I'd say, with Ronaldo, Messi, and Thierry Henry. I mean, yeah, Appu doesn't agree, I see, but
Yeah,
that
debatable.
was
But yeah.
honestly phenomenal front three. The only doubt I'd have is their chemistry. These three actually played in the same
Yeah.
team. I'd love to see how that would work with three big
Don't worry,
egos.
I have the manager to get them in line. Okay,
Yeah,
start clicking when I name who
we'll
the
see.
manager is.
Moving on. Let's get this done. Apu, your front three.
Yeah, I mean, when you said goat front three, I feel like we need another name in there for a goat, but I'll
I
get to that in
definitely
a bit.
know who's going to be there. Actually, I'm going to message you guys.
Yeah,
I'm going to message you
yeah.
guys, and I want to see if my guesses are right. Okay, I'm sending you
Okay.
guys a
Okay.
text before he reveals everything. I'm
Yeah.
sending you
Okay.
guys a text. So
Yeah.
let's see if these two
Yeah.
people are there.
Let's go.
Yeah, I've
Let's
just
go.
sent it to you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We'll see.
Okay. So yeah, so my right inside forward is Leo Messi because again, like you can't you can't look past that man with everything he's achieved and just the way he plays. He's the magic man. He's just incredible dribbler. He's really smart as well on the pitch. He knows what to do, when to do it. Um, Played everything, won everything there is to win for him. Like he's won every trophy he's participated in, I guess. And with
That's
the World
better.
Cup, I don't
That's
think.
betterly
Yeah. I
put.
mean, he did it last year.
Yeah, yeah. He's especially with that World Cup win. I mean, how can you argue against Messi over Ronaldo? Maybe not. I guess I'm sure pretty people will still argue.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
We just
anyway,
started it. We
yeah,
just
he's
started the debate.
Chat is
yeah,
blowing.
yeah, yeah. War in the comments again. I'll make more controversial statements. Don't worry. But yeah, Messi, phenomenal player, unbelievable. I mean, it's a joy to watch him play, and I've watched him for the past more than a decade, and it's always been incredible. He's pulled something that none of us can even think of most times.
Yeah.
On the right, I have my African pick. It's Mohamed Salah. Um,
What?
he's yeah. I mean, I know there's a lot of shock, and as a Chelsea fan, one would expect like a Drogba to be in my team, but
I feel
you'll see
betrayed,
why.
Apu. I feel betrayed.
Da-da-da-da.
That's the exact
You
reaction I thought when he said Mo Salah. गोकुल के मुंह पे ऐसा आया कि he literally got tattooed on his head Drogba with a question mark.
Exactly. Your African pick. When you have Drogba, your African pick was Salah. Out
Yeah,
of all the African players you
but then I
picked,
think he was told the right title that we are going to cover today. World 11 and not Chelsea 11.
but still, you think
uh,
the best African player that you can come up with is Mo Salah. Debatable.
so okay, this is a bit of a disclaimer here. I don't think Salah is the greatest African player of all time. I would have loved to have Drogba in there, but when I reveal my striker, you'll see why. it could not have been anyone but the guy I'm talking about. But
Okay.
just Salah quickly, he's like, I mean, he's been very consistent over the past few years for Liverpool. He's really spearheaded that attack. He's got a lot of goals in him. He's really good at making those runs, gets into those spaces correctly. He can dribble out of tight spaces when he has to, and he's a fairly rounded winger, I'd say, and he's like a modern winger. And up front, this is my for me, this guy's the greatest of all time. And if I had to pick one guy to win you any game in the world, I'd pick this guy. And it's the original Ronaldo, the best Ronaldo, R9, Ronaldo Nazario. Because,
So Shahan,
I
Shahan,
mean,
you didn't
like,
get it right then, after all.
How is it not
hold
Klose
on.
and how is it not Muller?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, I mean,
when you think about Apu making a World 11, you'd think there would be
yeah.
Miroslav Klose or at least Thomas Muller in the
Yeah, I mean, they're great
shocking.
players, and
country.
Closer's quite, it's like, he's a really accomplished striker. But if you want the best of the best, it has to be Ronaldo. And I don't see how anyone else can argue the fact that he's not the most complete striker the world has ever seen. Because for me, he is, and
Yeah.
he can dribble. He's got pace. He's got or he had pace. He had explosiveness. Right now, he does not, obviously.
Yes.
But in his prime, he was unplayable. Beat man as if they weren't even there, and scored some really good goals. He's guaranteed a goal pretty much every time. And even after suffering horrific injuries and blowing his kneecap and blowing it to the middle of his thigh, he comes back after a long layoff and he wins the World Cup for Brazil. Scores 8 goals. And how can you put someone else? He's the greatest goal scorer of all time for me. So it had to be him.
The only thing
Yeah.
with Ronaldo for me is like I haven't watched him play that much. Like I haven't
Yeah,
even watched a single live game where he featured. So we've all heard about
Yeah.
how brilliant he is and not arguing to
yeah,
the fact that
Yeah.
of his quality and everything like that. But for us, it's just like haven't watched a single game live. A little bit disappointed. Consider myself a little bit unlucky that we have not a lot of players that we have not been able to watch live
yeah.
because maybe football didn't hit India that early, especially. I think at that time he was playing at Real Madrid. Before that, he was with an Italian
Mm.
team, right?
It's
Before
Inter
Madrid,
Milan. Yeah,
Inter Milan. Yeah. So we used to not get broadcast for football. It came in pretty late. So yeah, a little bit unlucky that we didn't get to watch this guy, but yeah, no argument over that choice over there.
yeah, man. I
I
did
mean,
get to watch him. Like I watched the World Cup final in 2002, and that was like,
Mm.
it was mesmerizing. Like the way he played in particular, he was a threat all tournament. So he's a great player.
so
Yeah,
to
Gogol.
recap your front three.
Yeah, my front three: Messi on the right, Salah on the left, and Ronaldo through the center. The original Ronaldo.
Original Ronaldo. Okay. No debate there, guys. And to be honest, I'd be surprised if none
Some
of us
debate.
had
Yeah,
Ronaldo like
yeah,
R9 in the World 11. But it's glad Appu put
Yeah,
it there. Surprised
yeah.
that he didn't go with any German forwards, but Shan lost that bet. But,
7 crore गया मेरा
hmm.
लाइफलाइन लेना चाहिए था.
So moving on, Raghu, your turn. What's your
Cool.
front three?
So yeah, my front three is again. I don't know if this is like a return favor to Manchester United or Shan. That lens on the right, I've gone for David Beckham.
Mm,
Just as
Backs.
just a baller, but more importantly, how he's gone on to become. I think if we speak of our generation watching football from another continent, I think Beckham has been that idol for young kids in England, probably growing up to become footballers or
Mm.
even dreaming of making it big in football. I think he is the player who got the money in England probably, and that star thing. I think before that um, it was it was big, of course, but what he has done at United again is
Yeah.
commendable.
He got the
Um,
money and also a shoe from Alex Ferguson on his shoe. So, yeah.
yeah.
I don't know if you caught the documentary.
Not yet, not
Sorry?
yet. I haven't got
Amazing.
to watch
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I watched it. It's quite good. Yeah, I do recommend it for if you guys haven't watched it.
Yeah. Center forward, without a doubt, Thierry Henry. Of course, what he has done for Arsenal is magic, man. It's just how what I admire and love. Of course, I really cried when he came back after many years and he scored a goal. I think it was
Yeah.
an FA Cup game. He scored
Yeah,
not the best of goals, of course, from all the goals that he scored, but that goal was beautiful. But more importantly, start towards the starting of his time at Arsenal, right? How he struggled, and then the confidence the manager had in him, and how he has improved over the years and gone on to do what he has done for us is beautiful. I am a bit sad that I mean he winning Champions League would have been just perfect for
He
his
won.
career,
He won it.
Just not at
but
Arsenal.
that's what I mean. But
yeah, he had the chance.
yeah,
Yeah,
he had the chance, but
He got the chance
unlike
after that.
Arsenal players in the last 7 years.
we're getting back anyway. World 11 being so
Yeah.
no, I think that would have really been an icing on the cake if he would have done it with us. But
Hmm.
that's my yeah. So he's my pick for center forward, and then for left wing, I there are better choices, but I really feel in the Asian
Yeah.
uh, scope of things, I'd go for Yuming Son. Again, doesn't play for the best of clubs.
We'd
But
agree. All of us here would agree.
all of
Yeah,
it,
I think.
No,
yeah,
actually,
Yeah.
I also want to let our viewers know that before the viewers come and start slating us, we've made a little bit of rules over here where we have to accommodate
yeah,
players from
Yeah.
different continents. So
different
people
continents.
also need to realize that we also have some rules that we are
Yeah.
playing through. So
It's
don't come and say that, oh, Son World 11, how, like
it's
we have to
easier
also
said than done.
adjust.
It's
And
so difficult
Yeah.
yeah,
to
so yeah, just a
put a player.
disclaimer to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so from that lens, but I do. It's interesting. So between Jisung Park and Heung-min Son, the debate of who's better is again interesting. But yeah, I think if there was one player from Tottenham I could pick to
Yeah.
play for Arsenal, it would be Son, right?
Amazing personality as well.
Yeah,
He's a
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Yeah.
really,
yeah.
yeah, like,
Shan's doing his best to keep his South Korean friends happy.
yeah, what is true is true.
So just to recap,
yeah.
Raghu.
So yeah, from the right it's David Beckham. From the center is Thierry Henry, and from the left it's Heung-min Son for me. That's my front three.
I think that's a front three that would actually work well together.
Yeah,
You
quite
could
well.
see them
Yeah,
playing together and they'd be
Yep.
fucking killing it. So
yeah. Probably I mean they would qualify as underdogs between the other front threes we have discussed so far.
uh,
But again, I'm hoping it could. Yeah, if
Yeah,
it
it could
keeps going.
definitely click.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
yeah, of
Let's
course.
look at the manager who it is. So
Oh.
Yeah.
yeah. All right. So moving on to my front three, and I know Shan's gonna absolutely kill me.
Okay,
But
here we go.
yeah. So on the left, the one and only Eden Hazard, my goat, my man, my favorite player, the only person who has been on my desktop wallpaper has to be Eden Hazard. हाँ शान ठीक है भाई.
क्यों इतना मेहनत किया यार, हम बहुत मेहनत किए बे अपू, हम सच्ची में like
Sachi.
भाई
going
मेहनत की
through
जरूरत
so
नहीं.
many
मैं
like
No,
when I
but
was
suggestions
making
and
my team, the
materials.
first name on my team list was Eden Hazard. Okay, he's a man.
and
Personally, I just can't look past him. I mean,
Yeah.
you have
I
all the
mean to be
greats from
honest,
the
it's
early 2000s, but if
Yeah.
you see that man, like if you watched him, how he carried that Chelsea side, शान बस हो गया कितना ओवर एक्टिंग 50 रुपए काटो इसका.
नहीं overacting नहीं है.
Hey,
ठीक है,
but yeah,
बहुत मेहनत किया.
to be
The
fair,
way he
in the
carried that
period that
team.
you watch, yeah, in
Yeah.
the period that you watch, he's been one of the best left wingers in the world. Like especially
The
like
ball,
2012
yeah,
to
it seemed like there was a magnet on his feet. The ball, when he used to
yeah.
dribble through the players, it was just absolutely insane. And honestly, you read all the interviews, that one that's been going around now about John Terry saying about the preparations for the West Ham game, you know, about,
Oh yes.
yeah. So they were going into the tactics of of going through each West Ham defender and how to beat them and everything. And Hazard comes in and says, I don't know any one of them. I don't know their names. Just give me the ball and I'll do my thing. And he did. He
Yeah, he
scored two
did.
goals and he did. He has magic in his feet. And that's why भाई कितना रोएगा शान चल यार
Shan.
ही है भाई it's
No,
okay.
but
No,
Eden
like
Hazard,
Hazard,
okay.
in his,
I
honestly,
know people
it was
would, ha,
unfortunate. I think injuries were
yeah,
again
exactly.
unfortunate.
People
yeah,
say he wasn't able to live up to the hype, but his prime was at Chelsea, and if you watch him in his prime, he was as good as any of the other guys that you've picked. I'd say controversial, but
yeah.
I'd say like,
No, no, I agree.
No,
He
I
was
can.
up there. Like he was in
and
those conversations at the time.
not only his club, he carried Belgium in that 2018 World Cup. Man of the match performances in each and every game. That was something else, and
That performance versus Brazil was something else. It
yeah.
was a sight to behold. And for
So
me, I can't look, especially given the shorter window with which Google is working. I can see exactly why he's gone with Hazard because in that period, he's definitely one of the best left wingers that has graced the game.
yeah. There's a reason why Real Madrid paid that much for him with 1 year left on
Yeah.
his contract.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Then moving on my right wing to complete my Asian quota, I've also gone with Heung-min Song from the shittiest club in all of England. So, yeah. But again, he's debate. I mean, it's arguably the best Asian player of all time. So, of all time,
Yeah.
it's not just
Yeah.
after 2000s, of all time.
Yeah. Of
Uh,
all time. Yeah.
so.
I mean, firstly, I can't remember that many Asian players. Like
Yeah,
even the player
exactly.
Appu
The
mentioned
two
was
players that I
Oh God,
was
yeah.
picking from was either Jason Park or Heung-min
Or him
Son,
and Son.
and Son for me stands out in that regard. And
Rio Miyachi, guys. No,
Who?
world
but
level,
Who?
world level.
Who?
Rio Miyachi.
no, honestly,
He played for Arsenal. I think. Yeah, he played for
Yeah,
Arsenal.
he did play for Arsenal, but
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. And Heung-min Son, I mean, nothing to say, nothing to add much. I don't want to praise him too much because he plays for Tottenham, but yeah, he's a good enough player to make the World 11 as the best Asian for me. And for my striker, unlike Appu, I have gone with the Chelsea striker again. Now Shan's gonna come at me. It is Didier Drogba, guys. It is.
Yeah.
And yeah, best African player of all time, Shan. You can go fuck yourself. But yeah, the greatest striker, probably one of, for me, the greatest striker that I've seen play in the Premier League. So yeah, get that four out of my face. But yeah, so
Charles like I
to
can't
recap,
speak.
to recap, shit, I was switching screens and I switched to Shan. But to recap, I've got Heung-min Son on the right. On the left, I've gone with Eden Hazard, and up front, it's Didier Drogba. It's okay, Shan. Now
हो गया
reveal
ना.
your
Yeah, it's
manager.
okay, Shad.
Uh,
The managers now will make the difference.
No, let's recap
Do we
the whole
recap
team,
No, but
each
we'll
and
keep wrapping.
and
everyone's
Yeah,
teams?
recap
so
teams.
let's start with Appu. You go.
You want to
The
do
whole
the whole
team.
team recap first, or do you want to do
Oh,
the
give your
managers first?
whole
Because
team. Give your whole team recap, and then let us know the manager.
Yeah.
no, because the reason I ask is because my manager plays into the formation effect and the tactics effect.
Yeah, so that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
it's okay.
Recap your whole team, and then
Okay, just
speak
give the
about why
names
you
right now.
reveal
Yeah.
the
Okay.
manager and why would the manager do.
All right, fine.
Yeah, yeah.
So my team is Neuer in goal, Lam right back, Pujol and Maldini in the center of defense, Roberto Carlos left back, Pirlo as the deep lying playmaker, Balak and Nakata supporting him as the more box to box types, uh, Messi and Salah as withdrawn forwards behind R9 Ronaldo. And I mentioned that my formation is a big hint to who the manager is. And I don't know if any of you or any of you would have guessed it, but my
He
manager
doesn't
is
have
Carlo
hair.
Ancelotti.
Oh,
It's Carlo
Oh,
Ancelotti.
oh wow.
It's Carlo
okay.
Ancelotti.
But
He
what was the
and
Okay.
this
Christmas reference of
the
Aditya?
Christmas tree formation is what he used with AC Milan to win the Champions League. Like, it
Ah,
was that era
Oh,
of like 2003 to 2007, 8
that's
when
a
he was at AC
nice
Milan.
pick. Impressed.
Yeah, and like as a manager, I mean, his
Yeah,
resume speaks for itself. He's won all of the
unbelievable.
top five leagues. He's won four Champions League trophies, and like he's not as often mentioned in the greatest managers of all time debate as is like
He is
Ferguson and Pep. But I mean, for me, he's right up there. Like he's what
absolutely,
he's
Yeah.
achieved is
absolutely.
unreal, and
If he
also
could
another
do a
manager.
job at a club like Everton, it just shows
Oh
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
quality he has. So, yeah,
And that's the thing, no, because you have a lot of managers who can just work with small clubs and not the egos, and others who can work with big clubs but not with small clubs. This guy can do both, and the way he manages egos and the way he manages his man management is fantastic. And
yeah,
Yeah.
that's, I mean, with a team filled with such big names, you've got to have a big name manager who can handle those egos. And Carlo Ancelotti is perfect, and like just the way the team set up, it's like really the way he liked to play with his like with one of his most successful sides. Obviously, the formation lacks width, which is provided by the fullbacks, and defensive cover is more. Again, when you got someone like Pirlo, you're thinking you probably lack defensive cover, but that's why you've got like these hard, strong midfielders and these runners who can, chase down and track back, like Balak and Nakata in the center supporting him. So I feel like that's a bit sorted. And I mean, if you want goals, you've got some of the greatest goal scorers of all time up front. So I don't really need to say much about, the likes of Messi, the likes of Ronaldo, the likes of Salah. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's my team, and
That's a
I'm very
solid
confident.
team.
And
There are
yeah,
few surprise picks that I didn't think Apu would go with, but that's
yeah,
a
I
very
bet no
solid
one
team.
thought Ancelotti would be my manager.
Yeah, no, no, didn't cross my mind at all.
Yeah,
But now moving on,
what?
let's speed things up a bit. Otherwise, we'll have a 2 hour
yeah,
long video.
yeah,
So
that's true.
let's go with Raghu. Recap your
Uh,
team.
yeah. So to recap my team, at the goal I have Emi Martinez. For left back I have Maldini. For my centre back pairing I have Puyol and Ramos. And my right back is Zanetti. In the midfield, I have defensive midfield as Yaya Toure, and then the two centre mids as Xavi and Patrick Vieira. Up front, I have on the left, I have Son, Yuming Son, and up front in the center, I have Thierry Henry. And to close it out on the right wing, it'll be David Beckham. Uh, yeah, my manager now, right? So this is a 4-3-3 formation, and kind of why I went with this formation was also to honor what Arteta is trying to do in the current Arsenal team to an extent, with Declan Rice having that defensive role to play as well in that sense. But
Yeah.
why are you acting surprised?
Don't tell me your manager is Arteta. Please don't.
No, no, no. But I'm saying
Oh,
what he's
all
doing right
right.
now.
Okay. Yeah, because you built up, you
All
like
of us
you
thought
like you're
it's going
talking
to be
about Arteta. I
No,
was
Arteta.
like, what?
no,
What?
no, man, dude, no, no, no. Are you?
What
No,
is he
no,
saying?
Who's your
no,
manager then?
no. My
Okay.
manager is Arsene Wenger.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
not. He's not Mikel Arteta. I was saying the formation gives a tribute to what
Okay. Okay.
Arteta is trying to do with
Yeah.
Declan Rice coming in that role. But Arsene Wenger, hands down, the way he has built our club, that call it bias, call it whatever, greatest manager for me of all times, and uh, I just want to say something very controversial. Shan, I think you might disagree. Agree, I don't know, but maybe Wenger would have handled the ego of, let's say, a Beckham differently, and
Oh,
that's where I'm
ooh.
saying that. And again, to give all due respect to the
I can
relationship Ferguson and Beckham shared, I completely understand that, but
I
he
have I have three letters for Wenger handling egos. No, I have three players actually.
okay.
Emmanuel Adebayo,
Hmm.
Samir Nasri, and three letters RVP.
Okay, but no, but how is it handling egos? I don't understand that. First and foremost, what
RVP did
RVP
have a
did,
tip. Did have a like. Of course, we'll go. Did have a tiff with Wenger,
yeah,
and he couldn't handle him, and he left.
no,
So
it's fair. So I'm not
yeah.
saying we have let go of RVP was one of our prime players
So
and
that was an ego clash. It
correct. I'm
was.
not saying, but there were not boots flying or it didn't get ugly is what I'm trying to say,
Ah,
right?
okay. Every
So
yeah.
yeah,
Okay, fair enough.
so
But yeah.
Yeah.
uh, again, I feel he'll groom this team really well and give them a good chemistry.
I can
By the
see
way, I'm not saying Wenger is the best at hand. I'm not saying he hasn't
Ah,
played.
no, got you, got you,
Good.
got you,
Yeah.
got
Yeah,
you.
I understood.
I can see Shahan just leaving the group chat after today's shooting, just saying कि भाई क्या है ये लोग का फुटबॉल नॉलेज छोड़ो भाई चला
No,
है
no, I think so.
No, no, I agree with his points. I'm not.
Yeah.
That's all
No,
fine. That's okay.
no,
Yeah.
but I think the biggest surprise was the Arteta thing. Was
Oh yeah,
अरे
man.
हाँ
Yeah.
Like
Oh my God.
you
I
had
think
I would
us
have
we
there
been.
had.
for a moment
Yeah.
I would have
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
liked
Had
to
us in the
come for
first
two.
half. Not gonna lie.
no. So again, to recap, 4-3-3 formation. Arsene Wenger is my manager. That's to
Awesome.
wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
I think Google, you're next.
yeah, I'll go next.
Awesome.
And to recap my team, I've gone with Iker Casillas. But oh, sorry, I just switched to the wrong scene. I've gone with Iker Casillas as my keeper. Right back, I have Philip Lam. Left back, Ashley Cole. Centre back pairing of Carlos Puyol and John Terry. In my midfielder, I've got N'Golo Kante as my defensive midfielder, with Lampard and Messi doing the attacking. Lampard, the one who can go forward, come back. Messi is the one with magic in his feet. Right winger, I've gone for Heung-min Song. Left winger, my goat, Eden Hazard. And up front, the African king, Didier Drogba. And
Those headers, though.
my manager for this team would be, of course, the goat, Roberto Di Matteo. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Sean would literally walk off
Yeah.
right now. But no, I've
Yeah.
gone with, of course, the one and only Mr. Mourinho. Just for the drama. I just love to see the drama. So just for the box office, I just want Mourinho in that team.
Football
No
heritage.
Shan,
taxi, no tactics, just vibes. That's
yeah,
my
Shan,
entire
why
team.
have we put so much? Why have we put so much thought into how our team is set up and how we'll play?
Just
I
just
don't understand.
thinking,
It's over,
just
guys.
thinking,
We'll still
just
win the
thinking.
tournament of
Moreno,
vibes.
Moreno telling Messi to do hard work.
I don't know if that's a dig at Mourinho or Messi, but I'll let
Khatam
the
bhai.
viewers decide. So
Yeah.
Your team is a ticking time bomb.
exactly, box
No, but
office, absolute cinema. So
Yeah.
Awesome.
and to finish off today's episode, Stan, let's wrap it
Yeah,
up.
so I'll just recap again. My formation was a 4-2-3-1. Manuel Neuer in goal. I have Philip Lahm as my left back, as an inverted left back. I have the defensive partnership of Carlos Puyol and Alessandro Nesta. My right back would be Danny Alves. The pivot, two central midfielders, Andrea Pirlo, and he'd be paired with Yaya Toure. A dynamic of class and dynamism with Toure. My central attacking midfielder would be Jisung Park, a player who'd be told to do a role and he'd do it blindly and he'd do it well as well. So, and plus pressing from the front, he has it all. So yeah, that's my Asian pick as well. Yaya Toure was my African pick. On the right hand side, I'd go with Lionel Messi. Good partnership with Dani Alves, plus cutting in, one of the greatest players. On the left hand side, another goat. I'd go with Cristiano Ronaldo, one of my favorite players. done everything in the game as well except win a World Cup. But yeah, okay, well, he's won the Premier League. But yeah, and to round it up front, it's Mr. Thierry Henry, brilliant striker. So yeah, I've tried to build a cohesive unit in my team, and I think there's only one coming to the manager who'd manage this team. I think there's only one manager who I feel I would have loved to have seen in the on the international stage. Of course, he did manage Scotland for a little bit,
Scotland.
but it wasn't that good. But I'd really have liked to see him move from United and go to the international stage. But yeah, you all know who I'm talking about. It's Sir Alex Ferguson. Yeah, like
Oh,
what
surprise.
what
Mhm.
what
Yeah,
can what can we say about him? Like one of the most decorated managers in club football. Uh, it's rare to find managers like that. And I think with Ferguson, he was a really good man manager as well. The ability to like he because he never took training. He always found the right managers to take training, the right assistant managers and coaches to take training. So people who would keep saying that how would Sir Alex Ferguson adapt to today's football, I think he would be really smart in employing the right coaches and the right assistant managers to kind of progress in terms of how his team would move forward and how his team would evolve. So yeah, that's what makes Sir Alex Ferguson one of the greatest managers, and I'd love to see him manage the likes of Messi and Andre up front. And yeah, I think this team would suit him pretty well, and I think he'd do a great job with it. So yeah, that's my team. That's my World 11 and not
yeah.
Club 11.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
please say
One, yeah,
whatever
one
you
thing I
want to.
just one thing I'd say, modern tactics, but like a bit old-fashioned managers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
All
think
right.
That's
all of
what.
us,
That's why I gave my this that Ferguson
Mourinho's.
always evolved.
Hmm.
Like even if you see his
Yeah,
earlier
for sure. Oh,
Manchester
yeah, yeah,
United
yeah.
teams
His
to where his
longevity is
teams got
absolutely
later.
insane.
So
Yeah.
I think he'll evolve. Like he'll look at this team
Yeah.
and he'll
Yes.
pick his assistant managers and he because a lot of assistant managers also changed during his tenure.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was smart in that way. So I think he'd be able to
Yeah.
get something out of this team.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the four teams should be up on your screen right now. So please do let us know in the comments of who you think, if all these four teams were pitched together in tournament, who'd come out victorious. And if you have managed to stay with us for so long, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a very, very long video. If you have managed to stay with us for so long, thank you. And we'll see you next time. And that's a wrap. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.